Welcome to Barbie's Bitch House. Today, we're going to be reading Chapter 3 of Bill Badger, and it is my week to read. So as a recap, last time, nothing happened. So this time, we're going to read, get the juices flowing, I guess you could say, and we're going to be reading Chapter 3, which is called The Avenue, which, by the way, we're going to let the phone turn off, just so because it'll keep recording. There we go. Okay, so let me double check. Okay, we're good. So chapter 3 is called The Avenue. Okay. It's weird to read after you do, because I'm like, oh, new characters. Okay. So we know they went to the Crooked Man and ate steak, and it was so boring. Okay. It's the white Mini in the corner. Janice pointed at the corner of the Crooked Man's car park and led Bill by the hand over to it. Bill had a quick look and twisted the tire's valve. It came off in his hand, and the last of the tire's air escaped with a whoosh. "That's done it, Janice," Bill exclaimed, feeling upset that he'd been responsible for the damage, but knowing full well it could have happened at any time. Probably just as well it didn't happen when you were out driving. Could have been nasty. Janice thanked Bill profusely and asked him if he wanted to wash his hands. Oh, God. Why, yes, that would be great. Car tires are always dirty. Nature of their job, I suppose. Bill grinned at Janice, who couldn't believe her luck. "Follow me, Bill. I've got some deep hand cleanser upstairs." Bill dried his hands on a cotton towel hanging on Janice's bathroom towel rail. He looked around. Bill always enjoyed seeing strange women's bathrooms, as he felt that they could tell him something new about their occupant that was in some way important. He could see that Janice liked sexy underwear. Good for her, he thought, as he surveyed petite thongs and lace brassieres hung up to dry over the bathtub. That told him something else. She didn't dry her personal items in the open, where any Tom, Dick, or Harry could observe them. Interesting, Bill thought. I just had deja vu so bad. We've been here before. That exact sentence. Do you have any commentary so far?
No.
Put your phone down. Listen to the book.
I'm listening to the book.
You gotta have commentary, too.
I was I'm listening to the book. Nothing really big has really happened, other than, why is there a bathtub?
Big. Okay. Oh, God. Back in her small lounge, Janice had been busy. She'd removed her blouse and slacks and was now in her underwear. She determined she was going all out for Bill, something her cautious mind had advised her not to do. Why does it smell like onion rings in here? Did you fart?
No.
Good.
It's probably you.
I didn't fart, you bitch. She determined she was going all for Bill, something her cautious mind had advised her not to do. But she wanted some action with this fit-looking guy. He doesn't even look fit. He looks like a dumbass. This fit-looking guy.
If you guys ever look up this book, there's a picture, I guess, of what Bill is supposed to look like on the front. And it's the ugliest man that you could...
Y'all look up Bill Badger by Rocky Flintstone. No, just imagining, while she's, doing it, he's like, your turn to experience that.
No, I don't want to experience it.
I don't want to either. Oh, there's only one way to do it. Railroad him. Bill
what does that mean?
She's gonna fuck him in the butthole. Bill stepped into the lounge and his face, I almost said peeled. Jesus Christ, he's an alien. And his face paled as Janice removed her brassiere in front of him. Why doesn't he just say bra instead of brassiere? This isn't the 1700s. Bill recovered and smiled. She had wonderful tits, and her long blonde hair was so tempting. Bill couldn't stop his erection. Even if he'd wanted to.
Even if he'd wanted to. No.
Why would he want to stop it?
No. I just think about, where they're at, all this kind of stuff that's, going on. And, just the fact of, immediately? I
They stood to attention.
it can't be... Is it really that fast? I don't...
Oh.
I don't know.
Hold on. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, so I got the boring chapter, and you didn't.
Yeah, it's, oh. Bill recovered and smiled. She already read that. Even if he wanted to. He did the only thing he could, and put his hands on Janice's breasts, so as not to offend her. How would she be offended if he's not groping her? That's what I don't get. Bill could feel her nipples hardening, and Bill Badger's cock responded at a similar rate. Do you think his cock is the size of her nipple? Like one of her nipples. They're like the same size. Oh, this is so bad, Maddie. It is so bad. Okay. Janice's heartbeat quickened as she felt him expand. That makes me think of SpongeBob. Like expanding like a sponge when it gets wet. He wanted her, she thought. Janice pulled Bill's trousers down and pulled his cock out. She massaged it gently with one hand and pulled his shirt from his body with the other. Still holding on to Bill's cock, she maneuvered. It's spelled so badly. It's like MANOEUVRED. Maneuvered.
I love it when like the guy even like misspells or like puts something weird in there. Like he relies on Kovac. I'm like, no, it's replies.
Maneuvered him onto the carpeted floor and let him penetrate her vagina.
Whoa! What about Beatrice, bro?
I don't think he likes it. Wait, he said he likes Beatrice. Beatrice don't like his ass.
Yeah. I guess the whole dynamic there is that Beatrice is just kind of like but like I guess he likes her, but like apparently they haven't like done anything together.
Who the fuck would like Bill? Ugh.
Ew, Bill.
It was so good and so fulfilling. Girl, that is so... Okay, hold up. This is very unrealistic. And let him penetrate her vagina. It was so good and so fulfilling. She orgasmed immediately.
That
does not happen.
That rarely happens.
The minute, I'm just imagining it's like, oh, the end. Like, that does not happen.
Well, to be fair, I mean, women can multiple times, but, like, not even, like...
Immediately is wild.
No, most women can't actually do that from, like, that at all.
He probably, like, touched a lip, and she's like, oh.
I know.
A lid, if you will.
A lid, if you will.
Bill kept thrusting, and with his free hand, managed to remove the little thong, keeping him from full penetration. He didn't even fully penetrate her, and she fucking orgasmed.
That is so sad.
Janice is such an easy bitch. That's what we've established.
Janice is community
property.
Yeah,
she's for the streets. Little thong keeping from full penetration. He knew that this was what Janice needed. Indeed, Bill knew that this was what all women wanted when they seduced him in the way Janice had. I don't like Bill. I feel like Bill would, like, smack a waitress's ass and be like, give me a beer. That's the vibe he gives. What was he to do? He didn't want to offend anyone. His father always said the customer should get what they want, and Janice was a customer. Bill was... He literally sells cheese. I don't think she wants your dick cheese, Bill. Ew. Bill was frustrated. Wait, did I miss a page? No, I didn't. Okay, so we just have a time jump. Bill was frustrated. It was now 7:30 a.m. But it's not even like the correct way to do 7:30. He just did 7:30 a.m. 7:30 a.m. and he was still waiting for his gold top milk. He couldn't leave the Emporium Depot. Oh, the depot's returning, Maddie.
Oh no.
Oh no. Depot without it, as he needed it for Mrs. Forsyth upon you. Number 72, the Avenue, Chelsea. This was an easy job, virtually just around the corner. He could never understand why he had to deliver it. Didn't she know about doorstep deliveries? John the co-op delivery man. I love how it's like Seamus. Not like Charmin Ultra Soft. Oh my god. John the co-op delivery man popped his head into the office. Morning, Bill.
Do you like my pants, by the way?
Huh?
Really?
They're very cute.
I'm sorry, I'm sitting here.
Morning, Bill. Just left your gold top on the loading bay. By the way, did I finish the story about number 47 Herbert Rise? Sorry, Johnny boy. Replied, now running Bill. No time today. Tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow.
So he's running away?
Yeah.
Like...
He's like, sorry, totally tomorrow. Don't leave it too long, Bill. I'll have another even hotter one to tell you. John laughed, ha ha ha, and watched Bill drive out of the depot. Now there's a man who works hard, he thought. Pity he doesn't take the opportunities I encounter every day, the books he could write. Is John like an insert for Rocky? Like, I wrote the book. Bill slipped into the early morning traffic I'm surprised he wasn't like, he penetrated the morning traffic. His morning deliveries had been loaded the night before. They said load. Oh. Load. His morning deliveries had been loaded the night before, and apart from the delay with the milk, he was off to a good start. His heart was pumping slightly, because apparently milk gets him going. Beatrice had slipped him a wink just before just before bloody co-op John had stuck his head around the office door. She couldn't have heard about Janice already. Surely bloody John couldn't have heard either. If he had then that little piece of information would have been around the borough by the end of the day. What is he saying? He's like saying so many words but saying nothing at all. He needs to be more careful. If his father found out that he had designs on Beatrice, he'd probably end up being transferred to the Crystal Palace Depot.
The Crystal
Palace? That's a really good crystal meth. It wasn't worth thinking about. I feel like I'm reading a book to, like, children in a library.
Yeah, and they're all sitting there picking their boogers, and they're all sitting there.
Like,
listen.
What's penetration, mommy?
I hate that. Those...
Bill parked in a spot reasonably close.
No, it reminds me of that South Park episode where it's like, right here in the Best Buy.
Where Cartman, like, talking to Mom, was like, if you're gonna fuck me, take me out to dinner first. Yeah. He's like, I like to be wined and dined before you fuck me, Mom. It's so funny. I love the episode. It's so...
I was watching South Park the other day, and it's that one episode where, like, they think Eric is, like, a psychic, right? And he starts, messing around with it. And that one guy, it's the killer that's, like, killing everyone. He's, like, at all the crime scenes, and he just walks away because they're listening to Eric Cartman, and the police are dumb. And the guy has a little, like, puppet doll, and it's like, son, come home and have sex with me. And he's like, no, mommy.
I have not seen that, but I want to watch it now.
Hold on.
But,
now I gotta figure out what episode that is so I can show you. But he's like, it's like, go home and, like, with mommy. And
what makes me laugh is, should I, like, pause it in a second, just in case, like, copyright? Oh, we'll be fine. I'll pause it, though, if you decide to play the clip for me. But what makes me laugh about that scene in the Best Buy or whatever is it cuts to him, like, yelling and then going, like, in the car. Laughing like Cartman. Where was I?
Sorry, I'm trying to figure it out.
It's okay. The Crystal Palace Depot. It wasn't worth thinking about. Bill parked up in a spot reasonably close to number 72. If you find it, we could probably just watch it when we're eating later.
Hold on. I have to show it to you right now because...
Okay, hold on.
The little dog.
Sorry, y'all. We went on a tangent. We watched that South Park episode. That was interesting. Crystal Palace Depot. It wasn't worth thinking about. Hold on. Bill parked... No, mommy. Bill parked in a spot reasonably close to number 72. It's okay, we can let it turn off. Just so it doesn't die, and it'll keep recording. Okay, we're good. They're definitely so sick of us being like, is it recording? Oh, wow. It's what
we could edit those parts out.
I don't want to. It's funnier. It's just the most unedited, half-assed thing ever. Bill parked in a spot reasonably close. To be
fair, there was like, 20 people that saw it?
Yeah. The viewership's going to go down from here. Episode 16 is going to have -1 viewers. 2 viewers, and it's just us, because we made it. Bill parked in a spot reasonably close, number 72, and gathered the delivery box for Miss Forsyth in both arms. It was quite heavy, he thought. Probably loads of cleaning liquids, as well as the bottle of milk. Things you don't put together. Cleaning liquids and milk. Oh. He marched up the short driveway and rang the doorbell. It was answered immediately by a dark-haired... Oh, this guy was waiting. Answered immediately by a dark-haired gentleman in a short business suit. He didn't hang around and left the door open for Bill as he walked down the driveway. Bill rang the bell again. Wait, what is happening? Sorry, I just zoned out. So he rang the doorbell, some guy opened the door and then just walks past Bill. He's definitely a zombie. He didn't hang around and left the door open for Bill. He walked down the driveway. Bill rang the bell again. Company protocol demanded this course of action. No Harold's Emporium employee was to enter any client's house without the company of an owner or their employee. It made sense as it avoided any potential theft claims with some unscrupulous owners did make against the business. What is going on? Mrs. Forsyth was in her late 30s, a successful charity executive. She was poised, self-confident, well-endowed, and extremely lonely. In her bedroom, she had a calendar upon which she placed a large red cross each time she had sex. Oh, it didn't matter to her whether it was straight or lesbian. Sex, after all, was sex. A red cross is the worst part of that, like, just symbolizing sex. The only problem was the red crosses weren't often enough.
King Jana.
I'm just thinking about her calling the Red Cross. Being like, don't dirty me. Wait, what's the Red Cross again? What do they do?
Those are like, they like help people. It's like medics and stuff.
Like, I have an emergency, Dr. Stud. I fell down the fucking stairs. The only problem was the Red Crosses weren't often enough. Things had been picked up recently, of course, and now every Thursday morning, at least for the last couple of months, she had been successful in her sexual fulfillment. Bill, of course, was her new dalliance. I don't know what the hell that is. And she did so want to please him. She'd heard the bell and had shouted at Richard. Oh, they're definitely going to call him Dick. Had shouted at Richard, her brother.
Her brother.
Ew.
Can
you go get my dick appointment at the door? Richard, her brother.
Not the brother.
To send the grocery man through to the kitchen. You see?
Grocery man. I don't think we call them that here.
The
grocery
grocery man. He's gonna eat that booty like groceries. You see? Miss Forsyth, what did you say to me? Miss Forsyth fancied a dalliance on her newly purchased 10-foot-long, roughly hewn oaken table. But as usual, Richard hadn't heard her.
Why did I think it was not a table?
What did you think it was, a dildo?
Yeah.
But as usual, Richard hadn't heard her, and she had to go to the front door herself. Richard's a piece of shit. Wait. I don't know what a dalliance is. This is stupid.
I don't know.
Miss Forsyth was, however, no fool. She knew Bill would not want to dally with her, even just the 30 little minutes she had planned before catching her limousine into the city in her first meeting of the day. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
Anyways, something hit the window and it was crazy.
It was probably a bird that killed itself just now.
They heard this and they're like, I gotta go.
I gotta go.
I gotta go home. 30 minutes would be too far. 30 minutes would... This is making me...
30 minutes?
This is making me dyslexic. I almost said something else. 30... like the wrong term. 30 minutes would be far too long for the industrious Bill. He was so conscientious. It was one of his better points. Everything Bill did, he did well. That's a lie. No, she thought with a glimmer of anticipation in her eye. Not well. Very well. Miss Forsyth looked in the mirror. Her appearance wouldn't do. She stripped off her business suit, bra, and pants. Now totally naked. She slipped on a very petite black French negligee. I don't know what that is. It showed... I sound like such an uncultured fucking swine right now. It showed most of her ample breasts to their advantage, and her nipples had started to harden, pushing past the flimsy lace. But more importantly, it showed 3/4 of her cleanly shaved vagina. At first I thought she only shaved 3/4 of her vagina, so like a quarter of it was still hairy.
You know, you gotta have that seasonal mullet going on there.
Vaginal mullet. With a hint of mischief in her eyes, she tucked part of the negligee under her breast. She briefly thought of the neighbors, with a U at the end. The closest, of course. I can't talk. The closest, of course. The closet, of course. The closest, of course, already knew of her wanderings, and she knew secretly they were as frustrated and as wicked as she was.
Where is Brandon, man? It's only been like, it's almost been like an hour and 30 minutes, basically. But maybe.
As for the rest, they were just snoopers anyway. Someone's screaming in agony out there. It's fun. As for the rest, they were just snoopers anyway. Old biddies, the lot of them. They could do with a bill of their own. The fact they all supported her charity with decent donations was just a hard fact of life. She raced down the stairs, aware she'd kept Bill waiting too long. She knew he wouldn't leave without completing his delivery, but she wanted him in the best mood possible. She'd ply him with a mug of hot chocolate, his favorite, she thought, to make amends. For what? This is the most boring shit. Like, oh, you came to my house, let me be extra. Miss Forsyth skidded quickly to a halt on the shiny parquet flooring in the hallway. She hadn't realized Richard hadn't closed the door as he left. Bill was standing on the doorstep with the postman, who looked her up and down quizzically. Oh God, she's literally butt-ass naked, or whatever, with her little negligee on, rolling his eyes upwards before backing down the driveway and continuing his round. Bill smiled pityingly at Miss Forsyth as much too late. She pulled the negligee to where it should have been, stretching the still rumpled negligee as best as she could down the sides of her now perspiring body. Miss Forsyth said, "Good morning, Bill. Please bring the items through to the kitchen as well as the mail. Follow me, please, and shut the door behind you." It's gross. Bill shut the door as directed and followed Miss Forsyth's bobbing tits, wobbling ass, and shaven vagina through the kitchen. He followed it like a cat in heat. Shall I unpack?
She sounds like a cat in heat.
She's like, oh, yeah. Shall I unpack for you, Miss Forsyth? Everything in the usual places? Yes, please, Bill. In the usual. Yes, please, Bill. You are so considerate for a poor lady's needs. Would you like a beverage? A mug of hot chocolate, perhaps. Won't take a second, especially as you've brought the gold top. Bill nodded his approval, thought about the postman, and leant down to put the cleaning materials under the sink. Miss Forsyth switched the kettle on and reached up to the highest shelf, just in front of Bill, to get the tin of drinking chocolate. Her negligee rose up her body. Oh, God, this is so gross. This is going to be hard to read. Her negligee rose up her body, leaving Bill with an unobscured view of her slightly opening labia.
I hate that.
I hate it too. It was we're doing episode 4 of our podcast. It was beautifully pink and wet. The liquid stored. Oh, oops. So this random person walked in. Actually, no, he didn't. LOL. Anyway, it was beautifully pink and wet. The liquid stored inside glistening. In the light of the 100-watt bulbs he'd fitted for her only a month ago. This chapter's way too long.
That's me.
What is happening right now?
I don't speak game signs.
This feels like in Charlie Brown when the adults talk and you don't know what they're saying. That's what's happening to the audience right now. They don't know what's going on. Wah, 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 wah.
I drew that.
Hold on. We'll be right back, y'all. We're having some technical difficulties. I just got verbally harassed in the office. I got called a shit by Maddie.
Sit down.
Maddie said, "You're a shit," and then shoved her penis in my mouth. It was so bad. Bill sighed. Bill sighed. He loved his job. It was just the people he couldn't really understand. Same Bill. Why would Miss Forsyth embarrass herself in front of the postman just like that? Bill had seen it all before, of course. Why he'd touched... It's 11:02. Sorry, the voices in my head are telling me what time it is. Why would Miss Forsyth embarrass herself in front of the postman just like that? Bill had seen it all before, of course. Why he touched most of it many times on her insistence, but the postman... Bill shook his head and continued stacking. Miss Forsyth... This is the definition of sensory overload. Trying to read... And y'all are like...
I'm sorry. Sometimes he actually use sign language and I have no idea what he's saying.
It's like Charlie D'Amelio going like... busting a move up in here. Bill shook his head. Okay, anyways. Miss Forsyth passed the mug of drinking chocolate to Bill and watched him have a sip. She knew it would be too hot for him. That would give her another precious 5 minutes for him to get her onto the table. She needed to get sorry. That line with the next chapter title makes it so much funnier. To get her on the table. She needed to get a move on. That Red Cross was proving elusive this morning. Never mind her strict schedule and the limo arriving in 20 minutes or so. So she's being put on the table, and chapter 4 is called The Splinter.
That does not sound very
She's gonna
good.
get a splinter in her lids. One time I got a splinter in my ass cheek. Did I ever tell you all about that?
Maybe.
I like scooted on a bench and I got a splinter in my ass cheek. My dad had to pull it out. I couldn't pull it out.
That sounds so bad too.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching Barbie's Bitch
It
House.
was still going?
Yes, the whole time. Thank you.
You have to cut out the end.
Thank you. I don't want to cut out the end. It's very silly and silly. Bye.